Hey everybody, Portly Paladin here for this week's update. I do have a bit of good news for everybody this time. I weighed in this morning and I did lose 5 pounds this week. It's not a lot, kind of was hoping for more, but I'll take it. I was kind of at the point to where I figured if I didn't lose anything this week, I was going to be at my wit's end. Um, the only big change I made this week is I did drink a lot. Um, my wife actually started working out at a new gym this week, and she had spoken with someone there, and they gave her the tip or realization or whatever you want to call it that apparently the old adage of 8 ounce glasses of water a day is what you should be drinking is actually not correct. You should be drinking half of your weight in ounces in liquid every day. I don't think I've ever done that. Because that's about 250 ounces of liquid every day. And I would say most days I'd probably only get about half of that. Um, this week I've been really pushing myself, really forcing myself to drink, and I would say in a day I'm probably getting around 150 to 160 in terms of ounces of liquid. I drink maybe 8 ounces of something before I leave for work. During the course of work, I have 3 bottles that are roughly 32 ounces. So that's about 96. So that's 104. This is a normal day. And when I come home, I have about a 12 to 20 ounce glass of something. So again, about 114 to 120 on most days. Now, this past week, or at least Monday and Tuesday so far this week, I drank 3.5 of those bottles at work and drank probably about 8 ounces in the morning. And then I drank maybe 24 when I got home. So that's what, 96 plus another half would be 112, so 120, and then another 20. About 140 to 150 is what I've been drinking the last couple days. So that's maybe what I'm attributing to my weight loss this week. I'm not really sure. That's just the only thing I can think of that I have done differently. So maybe that's what it is. I don't really know. That's just a guess. I could be completely wrong in that. I really honestly don't know. So, yeah, so there's that. Um, Still kind of looking into the whole going to the meeting about what kind of, uh, I guess you'd say, tactic I'm going to use next. Um, I guess that's like the best word I can use for it. I'm not really sure what else to use for it. So I'm still looking into doing that. I haven't actually done it yet. Last I looked, I believe they do most of their meetings on Tuesday evenings, and I can't do that um, because I work on Tuesday evenings. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can get a different day or something to do that on, um, or maybe take a day off for it. I haven't really decided exactly what I'm going to do, so we'll have to wait and see how that works out in terms of that. But I'm still looking at that, still looking at that as an option. I've been looking into a couple of different things that they do offer at the local hospital. They have several different, I don't know what you want to call it, like I guess plans uh, that they sort of have available. Uh, I mean, they have obviously just like a nutrition like track, I guess is the best way to put it. Explanation. I don't know. They have like the surgery option, and then they have a more like medication assisted, where they have this medication they use. I believe it's called OptiFast, Yeah, I'm looking at the website now. It does say it's an OptiFast. It's just a non-surgical medical medicine based program that they offer. So I'm kind of, I guess, hoping to look at going to that second one to see if maybe I can maybe get into something like that, because I think that might be more along the lines of something that I would like to do. Um, yeah, I'm looking at it now. The next meeting they have is going to be tomorrow, and in the evening, and again I have to work, so I can't make that one. Um, so I'm hoping. You see, my work schedule really is honestly causing me a lot of troubles with trying to get some stuff done. Um, yeah, every single meeting that they have is during a time when I can't make it. I mean, I'm looking over the next month worth of meetings right now, and actually, I take that back. There is going to be one in a couple of weeks on a Wednesday, and I'm off on Wednesdays, so maybe I can get a chance to go to that one. Um, See if maybe that's something that I can do. So I don't know. I really think that's going to be my best option, with trying to do something in addition to just what I've been doing. So what I've been doing isn't really working anymore for me. So I need to do something new. So let's see. I've been doing that. We've been continuing with the meals that we've been doing, the ones I talked about before, the fruit and the fake yogurt for my breakfast, real yogurt and fruit for hers. Um, this past couple weeks, we've been doing the more Chinese type lunch with, some sort of stir fried vegetables with just a very little oil, spaghetti that's been cooked and not fried, so the noodles are completely unfried. Tossed in just literally maybe a teaspoon of oil, just keep them from clumping and sticking together. More of what I do there is just rinse it off really well with cold water so that they don't stick together, and then toss it with just a tiny bit of oil, just a little help, a little bit more along those lines. And then we have a ton of the vegetables, lots of fresh stuff like fresh mushrooms, fresh red pepper, fresh onion, um, fresh broccoli. Then we have a sauce that I make with ginger and garlic, and soy sauce, and all that stuff. And then it's all tossed together. Now I eat mine cold. I think it might be good warm. I haven't really actually bothered warming it up because it's fine cold. Now that I think about it, I might try it warmed up because I think maybe might be a little bit better. And then I put a lot of what's called sambal. It's like a garlic chili paste. I put a good spoonful of that into there, so it's got like spice to it as well. So to kind of help digestion a little bit. Um, Dinners have been going pretty well. I have to work it now, and in the evenings, all the way until 8:30. So I end up eating dinner at 9, which isn't necessarily great. But considering I don't actually really go to sleep until roughly midnight, it's like 3 hours after the meal. I don't think it's that bad. Um, but she's been cooking a lot of those meals, and they've been really nice. The farm share vegetables that we've been getting every week have really helped it with that. Last week I tried beets for the first time. I can't remember if I put that in the video or not. I cooked those for the first time and tried those along with the beet greens, which was pretty good. We had some collard greens that were in there. We had some of that last week as a side dish on one meal. Chard, we had some Swiss chard and regular chard. The rainbow kind, with the red stems and the yellow and the orange and such, and just the regular green and white. Um, we've had a lot of green onions, which have added a lot of like nice onion flavor without it being too heavy in a lot of different dishes. Those have really been good in the Chinese lunches. I'm trying to think of what else we've had in there. We've had fresh strawberries uh, for the last two baskets, and those have been really, really nice. A nice little sweet treat at the end of the night when you really want something sweet, but you don't obviously want like a full dessert. So those have been great for that. Well, they've been great for me anyway. My wife doesn't like berries, so she doesn't eat them, but they've been nice for me as a little dessert. Uh, have some nice, sweet little. They're really tiny, which is strange, but the local farm share says that that's what our local strawberries look like. They're more like wild strawberries than regular strawberries. Whereas the ones that are store-bought, they're kind of genetically modified and raised to be the giant ones that we see that are kind of like white inside because they don't get fully ripe. Whereas these were maybe about the size of a raspberry, maybe slightly bigger, and they were just stock red all the way through, completely ripe, incredibly juicy, really sweet, tasted like almost like strawberry bubble gum or something. It was so much flavor in them. They're really good. So we've got all that going on, and then we've splurged a bit here and there for different meals, but not in a horrible way. For example, this past weekend we really wanted something different as our Sunday meal, and our Sunday meal is the meal where we go a little bit over the edge because it's kind of our free day. So we had burgers, but we did turkey instead of like beef, so that they weren't as crappy and fatty and stuff. We grilled those so that they wouldn't be sitting in the grease or frying in them. The grease would actually be dripping away, so that worked out pretty well. Those were good. Instead of having like mayonnaise on the burgers, I actually did caramelized onions, which I cooked down. I actually cooked them mostly in water until they were completely cooked, and then let the water boil off and let them start to caramelize. And then I just added a little bit of olive oil to them to keep them from just basically sticking and everything else. And I cooked those down really well with some sliced garlic and some salt and pepper and a little rosemary and some other seasonings. So that was really good on the burgers, stuff like that. So, and then we had like obviously vegetables, lettuce and tomatoes and things like that. So we're doing really pretty good when it comes to the food. Um, I'm still not really exercising much because I don't have time to do it for some. I could, but I have no way. I mean, I don't have time to go to a gym, is my thing, and I mean, there's nothing for me to do around here to exercise. I mean, I could go outside maybe in the morning and walk around. I've kind of considered doing that. Um, but honestly, our bed is just so horrible right now. It's broken down. I'm not sleeping very well. I'm usually waking up with a lot of aches and pains. So most mornings, I really don't feel like going out there and walking around and doing anything because everything hurts. I mean, so I don't know. I think nothing's going to really change in that regard until I get the opportunity to start going to a gym. Um, once we have the extra money, maybe I can start going to the gym that she goes to. That's a possibility of something that could happen there, and something that would be really nice to do. And then I can start going in the mornings before work, which I've discussed it here before is something that could be done because they have much nicer showers than a standard gym would. So that's the thing there. Maybe as soon as I get some bonus money from work, we've talked about and looked into maybe getting a treadmill here for the house. That's a possibility. But I think that nothing's really going to happen in terms of the exercise until we can get ourselves a new bed. And we've been looking into getting a new bed. I did different options. I've been doing a lot of research. So as soon as we figure out exactly what it is we need and what we want and what we can afford, we're going to go ahead and take care of that. And once that's done, and I can actually wake up in the morning and not be in pain like in 6 different parts of my body, that's when I can start doing something in the morning and changing things and making some of this stuff work and start basically pulling all the different parts together and getting that weight loss back on track. So that's where I am now. That's pretty much all I have. I'm going to go ahead and end this here. So until next time, as I always say, keep waging a war against your waistline. See you again next time. I am your Portly Paladin.